All right, so you want to take a deep dive on what happened at the box office this week.
Yeah.
Buckle up, because we've got some real head-scratchers this week.
Yeah, this week is really interesting.
It really is. For starters, we've got slasher films, superheroes taking a tumble, and even a certain political figure making a splash on the big screen.
It's true. It's not just the big blockbusters dominating the box office this week.
Right.
It shows how diverse the movie-going audience really is these days.
And a perfect example of that is Terrifier 3.
Oh, yeah.
This movie, starring, well, Art the Clown,
Right.
it just pulled in a massive for this kind of movie, $18.2 million
Wow.
in its opening weekend.
Yeah.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. That doesn't sound like a lot, but for a movie like Terrifier, which is, let's just say it's not for the faint of heart.
It's hardcore horror.
It is. It really is. This is like next level stuff.
Yeah.
We're talking pushing the boundaries of what's acceptable on screen kind of horror. What is it about these really intense horror movies that make people want to go see them, especially when streaming at home is so popular?
It's a good question. I think for movies like this, it's about the event.
Like a cultural moment.
Yeah, kind of like when we used to go to the movies to see big spectacles, things we couldn't replicate at home on our small TVs.
Makes sense.
Terrifier 3, it's got the gore, the gruesome imagery, and it's almost like you have to see it in a crowded theater.
With other fans.
Exactly, to get the full impact, to appreciate the artistry.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. You're saying it's the kind of movie that creates like a shared experience.
Totally. You're all in it together. The gasps, the screams, maybe even some nervous laughter.
Yeah.
You just don't get that at home. It becomes this event, something you talk about afterward.
A badge of honor.
Exactly.
Speaking of shared experiences, remember when everybody thought superhero movies were unstoppable?
Oh, yeah, like 10 years ago or something?
Yeah. Well, Joker. Folie à Deux, the sequel,
Right.
starring Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh.
It just had a record-breaking plunge in its second weekend.
Oh, really? How bad are we talking?
Talking 81% drop.
81. What?
81%. Most movies, even the bad ones, they usually land around 50, maybe 60% drop. But 81, that's almost unheard of, especially for a comic book movie with a built-in fan base like this.
Yeah, that's wild. It makes you wonder what went wrong. Was it bad word of mouth? Did people just get tired of the Joker already? Or, and this is a thought, maybe people are just getting more selective about what they'll go see in theaters these days.
Right, especially when you've got Beetlejuice 2 still going strong in theaters.
There you go.
Beetlejuice 2 raked in over $275 million domestically. Proves that nostalgia sells.
For sure.
And it's just a fun escapist kind of movie, you know? Maybe people want to break from all the darkness and intensity.
Yeah, maybe.
It's wild, though, when you think about it, right? You've got this super intense horror movie, Terrifier 3, absolutely killing it in theaters.
Yeah.
And then a huge budget sequel like Joker 2 totally bombs. Makes you think audiences are looking for something a little different,
Maybe, yeah.
And that's where these smaller independent films come in.
Could be.
We've got a whole bunch of them vying for attention this week,
Yeah.
all hoping to get people talking, become that movie everyone has to see.
It's a competitive landscape, that's for sure.
This year's really interesting, too, because,
How so?
well, we've got movies reflecting what's happening in the world right now, like politically and socially.
Yeah, I've got some of those.
And then others that are just pure escapism.
Total escape from reality.
Like The Apprentice. It's a documentary about, well, I bet you can guess.
Let me guess.
Donald Trump.
Ding, ding. We have a winner. And the thing is,
Which has been controversial, to say the least.
it has been. Trump actually tried to block its release. Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, talk about adding fuel to the fire.
No kidding. So where's it playing best?
It seems to be doing really well in those big cities, like New York, Los Angeles.
Makes sense.
Places that tend to be more, how do I say this?
Liberal.
Yeah, liberal. It really goes to show how a movie, even a documentary, can be so powerful.
Absolutely. And it's sparking dialogue, which is really important.
It's getting people talking, forcing them to think about things maybe they haven't before.
Yeah.
And then on a totally different note, we have Piece by Piece. This one's a really cool animated biopic about Pharrell Williams.
Oh, nice.
It's all about creativity, his journey, the power of music.
I love that.
It's really finding an audience. People seem to be connecting with it.
I'm not surprised. Everyone loves Pharrell.
Right. And his music, it spans generations.
Totally.
So it's like this really feel-good movie.
Yeah.
And speaking of feel-good, Saturday Night. This one's a total love letter to, Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah, that institution. Who directed it?
Jason Reitman.
Interesting.
He's really good at capturing, like, the feeling of a specific time,
For sure.
and the critics are loving it.
So it's a hit.
Well, that's the thing. Even with everything going for it, the great reviews, the nostalgia, it hasn't really found its footing at the box office.
Really?
Huh.
Yeah, makes you think.
I know. And it's like we were saying earlier, audiences are way more picky these days.
It's true, they have to be. There's just so much content out there.
So what does it all mean? Are we seeing like a big change in how people watch movies these days?
I think we might be. You look at Terrifier 3 and how well it's doing.
All the gore and stuff?
Yeah, I think it shows that people, they still crave that shared experience.
Something you just can't get at home.
Exactly. And then on the other side, you have Beetlejuice 2, proving that nostalgia is still a huge draw.
A trip down memory lane.
For sure. And then, love him or hate him, The Apprentice and all the buzz around it.
Yeah.
I think it shows how movies can really get under people's skin.
It sparked those conversations.
Exactly.
But, piece by piece, Saturday Night, they might not be breaking any records, but they offer something just as important,
What's that?
Hope, inspiration, a little bit of joy.
Right. And a celebration of creativity.
Exactly. So maybe in a world where, we've got all these streaming services and there's just so much to watch, maybe the answer is diversity. Diverse stories, diverse genres, diverse perspectives.
It's not just about throwing money at a movie or getting the biggest stars anymore.
It's about making a connection.
Absolutely. Giving audiences something they haven't seen before, something they can't get anywhere else.
It's really fascinating when you think about it. The whole box office game.
It is.
It's like a mirror, reflecting what we're all thinking and feeling.
Our anxieties, our hopes, the things that keep us up at night.
And so next time you're trying to figure out what to watch, remember, it's not just about checking out for a couple of hours. It's about finding those movies that stay with you.
The ones that make you think.
The ones that challenge you, surprise you.
Exactly.
And who knows, maybe that little indie film will blow you away more than the latest blockbuster.
You never know.
And on that note, we'll leave you to explore the wonderful world of cinema. Until next time, happy watching.